So we will just begin here. Right off, some messages that are coming through are that your future self really wants you to know that you have fallen into some sort of rhythm in terms of your creativity. So going forward, this future version of yourself is acknowledging that there is some type of mastery or some type of routine, some type of natural flow that is now occurring in terms of creativity for you. I feel like this could mean that you will be able to harness some kind of creative idea that you may have a little bit of an idea about right now. And what your future self is showing me is that something you at one time thought was impossible for you, or something that you may have questioned or that you might be doubting, is coming true for you. A lot of you may be currently right on the verge of this kind of expansion in your life, and your future self is highlighting this Page of Cups energy because they're letting you know that your belief in this thing, whether it's a creative idea or passion, this could even be a significant love interest for you. It's like your belief in this is a crucial part of this transformation that you will make. Believing this is possible for you, believing that you deserve it, having faith that you will be successful in this area is going to be vitally important for you. Your future self is asking you to trust your gut and to, as best you can, to stay in that sort of beginner's energy, or to revisit that energy as often as possible. This could be the energy of like when you first started this sort of creative endeavor or something like that, or when you first met this person. If this has to do with a person, your future self is saying go back to the way that you felt about it in the beginning. So back into that energy of hope and excitement, that energy of endless possibilities that you tend to have at the start of a project, but it can sometimes kind of like fade away as time goes on. I feel like this is potentially about a start of a new phase in your life. So that feeling of hope and excitement that you have when you're about to embark on a new phase, your future self is highlighting this as something very important for you to stay in that energy. It's going to help transform that dream that might seem out of reach into something that you can more easily grasp. Also, there's some attention being drawn to how much has changed for you, and sort of this like reiteration of the need for you to trust your instincts and trust your intuition. This gives me the feeling that getting out of your head some of the time, and just kind of flowing with it is really important for you. Because I think this future version of you wants you to remember that you have your own unique way of doing things. That seems to be key here. You have your own unique way of doing things. You have your own unique vision. You probably have an artistic side to you as well. And there's an area where you sort of want to pave your own path, maybe stray away from the norm. Yeah. I feel like your future self is saying that those areas where you feel like you need to stray away from the norm, or where you want to pave this unique path of your own, something that's very tailored to you, that these are the areas in your life where you're actually going to find the most success, and you're actually going to find the most ease once you allow it to unfold. So these are the messages that are coming through initially just from your selections. I do feel an energy of change, especially with the starfish energy. I feel like the number 5 is significant to you. This number might have appeared to you repetitively, or maybe this is something that you can look out for. This might be kind of a way that your guides or this future version of yourself is communicating with you through the number 5. I feel like that's very important. Yeah, let's go ahead and kind of move this off to the side, and we're going to use some oracle cards to look at what is going to be changing the most for you. So this is what the future version of you wants to highlight as areas of your life that are going to be changing the most for you going forward. So what's going to be changing the most? And your card fell on the floor. That's how we know it was the right one. We have insight. Okay, number 19, insight. And I want to kind of support that with another card. So let's see what other energy wants to come through for what's changing for you the most. Okay. So we have insight and arrow. So the thing that's changing the most for you is that you're seeing things clearly. And like we were talking about, the creative energy is really, really flowing for you. And you seem to be in flow with it. So there is kind of this energy of you just effortlessly moving through something that may have at one time seemed really challenging to you. I think especially if you felt lost sometimes, or if you felt overwhelmed by the choices or the options, it just feels like confusion to me is what this this energy that your future self is referencing, that there might have been some confusion at one time for one reason or another. But this is showing me the energy of your future self feeling very connected to source energy. So it's like creative ideas are flowing to you, bursts of inspiration are flowing to you. Even the ability to tune into and to tap into thoughts and feelings and emotions of other people seems to be coming to you more easily. So this is like you being laser focused. I feel like the time of implementation is shortening for you going forward too. So it's like you get an idea and then boom, you're taking action on it right away. You feel equipped, you feel ready to take action right away, right after you've received that insight. I feel like going forward, you're able to see a clear path from where you are to where you want to be, and you focus right in on that target. So this feels to me too like your passions are a part of your everyday experience. Like you hit the target in some way. You're able to bring these areas of your life that you were maybe at one point wishing for, hoping for. It seems like these areas of your life are now a part of your everyday experience. Your future self is letting you know that those things that felt really distant, they might have even felt like far off fantasies to you, like something that would never happen for you. It seems like it's a part of your everyday life. This could be working at a place that you really enjoy, or doing the work that you really enjoy. It could be something that you at one time had to try to find little bits of time to do, little bits of time to work into your life. And at this point, whatever this point is, your future self is kind of communicating with us from. They're showing us that this thing, or for some of you it's a person, is now a part of your everyday experience. I feel like for a lot of you this is a passion or an interest, which of course could extend to a person, that you're able to pursue or you're able to engage in on a more everyday basis. Also, to me, this is about being kind of overflowing with creativity. Like those creative ideas are flowing in sort of an endless way, sort of like an endless stream. But you're actually able to implement these new ideas rather than just think about them or just dream about them. Yeah, this is also a message about a big lesson that you have learned. So this future version of yourself has already learned this lesson. And I think that the lesson here is that ideas have to be expressed. So your future self is telling you that it's really important for you to act on any insight or inspiration that you have, even if that insight or inspiration does not bring you to your ultimate goal. It's almost like you have to, this might sound odd, so I hope that this makes sense. It's almost like what your future self wants you to know is that you have to water the seed that you have in your possession at this time. And then you'll get the next seed, and then the next, and then the next. That's kind of the message that's coming through. So don't let an idea wither on the vine, so to speak. Follow it through, because it might lead you to that next step. It's almost like if the universe said, meet me at the bus station, and you got the message, like you were aware, you heard, okay, the universe says meet me at the bus station, but you're like, nah, I don't really want to go to the bus station. I mean, there's nothing for me there. I have no reason to go to the bus station. I don't even know where the bus station is, maybe, and I don't really feel like that's necessary for me. Or maybe the bus station, please just go with me. This is a little bit of an odd metaphor, but maybe the bus station, something about the bus station kind of scares you. Maybe it's far away, maybe it's in an area of town that you don't like to travel to, so you determined that you would rather avoid the bus station. Little did you know the universe was hanging out at the bus station waiting to give you the next bit of insight or those next instructions, waiting to hand you over the blueprints to that next idea. So your future self is saying follow through with what you have in your possession right now. So if the only information you have is go to the bus station, or write that down, write that thing, or go to this place, talk to that person, and you can't even see where that might possibly lead or how that's tied to this overall picture that you have, like to you it might seem completely unrelated. The message is follow it through. If the instructions were clear enough for you to receive them, follow it through, because you never know where it might lead. So that's what's changing the most for you. It feels almost like you're in constant communication, constant communion with spirit. You're really receiving a lot of creative ideas. The key is to implement any of these creative ideas that you have, even if you don't see the end goal right away. So let's keep going. Let's look at some more oracle cards and see what messages your future self has for you right now. I see you guys really honed in on something, and I feel like this is something that you may have already set your sights on with this arrow, and that bullseye that's right behind the arrow. I feel like this might be something that's already kind of in your line of sight. It's in your vision. Some of you might be struggling a little bit to really hit that target, but I think the idea might have already sprouted for you. So to me, this would be confirmation that that idea that you have is that you are right on, that you're kind of spot on when it comes to this, is sort of the message that I'm getting. Let's pull some more oracles. We have Anna, grandmother of Jesus. This card says seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. Okay, of course, we have endless possibilities. I'm going to pull one more oracle, and we're going to tie the message together. I want to get a complete picture of this before I speak on it. And your future self is in a place of contentment when it comes to especially everyday life. Okay, we have beauty ritual. Number 5. And the card's jumping all around, so it's really trying to get our attention. I feel like the number 5 is significant for a lot of you, and that was sort of an intuitive feeling, but we have this number 5 showing up again, and we have the energy of 5 with the starfish. So this Anna card is about laying foundations. It's about following through with the divine plan. And that's what your future self is encouraging you to do. Follow through, see it through, see what happens. And remember, this future version of you is on the other side of this. So if there's something that you've maybe had a little bit of a struggle keeping your belief in, or holding on to your faith about, this is really an encouraging message for you, because this is a future version of yourself saying that this has all kind of tied together for you. That version of you has more information than you do at this moment in time. And that version of yourself is telling you that dreams beyond your wildest expectations are possible with this Endless Possibilities card. You never know where like one seemingly random decision to follow the thing that's calling to you may lead. It really is you. This version of you is pointing out change over and over and over again. I see themes of change here repeatedly. So I think that you will be going through a lot of changes and transformations. It looks to me like it's directly in the areas that you would like to improve, or something you've already identified as a really important piece of the puzzle that you want to pull into your life and into your experience. It just seems to me like there might even be a change that you're wishing would happen for you. So the fact that change is being highlighted so much, I think that that's kind of a little bit of an indication, like that change happened, that change in you did occur, if that's what this is about for you. I feel like for a lot of you, this is change that you've struggled to imagine how it would happen. Like how the pieces will fall into place for you, or how it will grow you, or who you will be able to transform into. But with this Endless Possibilities card, the mantra for this, I feel like the mantra for this whole reading is like, anything's possible, anything's possible, anything's possible. But I wonder if you guys are struggling with belief in a certain area of your life, because I just feel like that's so important. Anything is possible. This beauty ritual card actually talks about being beautiful inside and out. So to me, this is speaking about trust. It's speaking about belief and confidence, trusting yourself, trusting your gut, trusting that the feeling that you have, or the thing that's pulling to you, is there for a reason. Because this kind of energy for me highlights unique qualities, and how those special things about you, even if they seem weird sometimes, how those special things about you are going to be a huge part of how you grow and develop. So to me, this is like highlighting your uniqueness, and kind of pointing to the fact that with those unique qualities, with those things that make you who you are, uniquely you, like no one else is like you, the possibilities are endless for you. Yeah. There may be something specifically related to beauty that's relevant to you, or something that you want to pursue related to beauty, fashion. This can even be like artistic expression. The fact that this card's coming up as beauty ritual, if this is about an artistic expression, to me this is about creating a ritual, creating that time, really plugging away at something, like putting the work in. And I think that for you, kind of tying these messages together, I think what that's saying is, as you're receiving these bursts of inspiration, these downloads, these creative ideas, to really schedule a time, to make the time, to implement this time for expression of these ideas. Because the idea of ritual to me seems like something that's recurring, something that, I want to say like something that never fails. Like if you, like let's say every whatever day of the week you do this thing, it's a ritual. So it seems like this is something that your future self wants you to devote yourself to put it on the calendar, to schedule that time, to really make it a focus for you. But there's really a focus here on both inner and outer beauty, so developing and embracing all aspects of yourself, I think, is going to be important to make these changes, to solidify these changes for you. Let's look at some tarot. I feel like smiling doing this reading. I just feel like this is kind of like there's so much hope here, and I feel like a lot of you might be super close to this thing even if you're not seeing it right now, and your attention, your focus, your energy on this is about to become even more laser targeted, and it's like you're gonna hit this, like hit the nail right on the head, hit the absolute bullseye, like figure this out, get it right. We have the King of Wands. We have the Two of Wands. We were talking about this potentially being a passion of yours, a passion project, or a thing, a person that you feel very passionate about. And now we have all of this Wands energy coming out, all this fire energy. Oh, a couple more cards. Ooh, we have the Lovers and Justice. Okay. Powerful energy, really beautiful energy. This King of Wands energy shows you pursuing your passions intently, and I want to say intensely. It's like you're very devoted, you're very determined, and the intensity of your drive is unmatched. So even if you've been like in a little bit of a slump, a little bit of a lull, I feel like your future self is coming through to tell you that that is going to pass, that this slump is going to pass. Maybe you haven't been feeling as inspired. I feel like for some of you, writing might be important, and it could be almost like you're hitting some sort of block, like a writer's block type of energy. This doesn't have to be writing, because that energy of writer's block can transfer over into any creative project. It can even speak to me of relationships that feel blocked or feel stagnant. With this Lovers card here, this could really be about a connection or a relationship that your future self wants you to realize you're about to hit the bullseye on. Like you're about to really bring this in a way that you may have given up a little bit. You may have at times thought that this wasn't possible for you. But yes, this feels like really pursuing something and being so laser focused and being so inspired. I feel like the only bit of, I don't even want to call it a warning, but it's like, I feel like because this is coming from you, it's like coming from your higher self. I feel like your higher self might know that you can fall into the trap of not implementing sometimes. And your future self wants you to know, like, follow through on all of those ideas. This laser focus is so important, and to not become overwhelmed by the inspiration that you're receiving, because that inspiration is there not to overwhelm you. It's there to inspire you, and it is meant to be followed through on. It's meant to be acted out. I feel like that's how I want to put it. It's not meant to stay as a thought in your head. It's meant to be expressed and acted out. I feel like there was something else. Oh, yes. Even if some of these beginning steps that you take, if they feel very foundational, like we were talking about with this card, they feel like they're not the big thing. They're not the big move. They are just a little step that you might not even feel inclined to take, because your future self is highlighting this energy of laying foundations. This is, to me, speaking of foundations that you may have already laid, and also speaking of future foundations that you may go on to lay that you don't realize that you're laying. I feel like that's part of the message here, and part of the mystery here is that you might not realize that these steps that you're taking are a part of the bigger picture. So I feel like a lot of you have already put some of these things in place, and I'm getting like this pat on the back feeling from your future self. It's like you have laid the groundwork for some of these ideas or some of this, whatever this is, this inspiration or this newness to come into your life. You may or may not realize that you have actually already laid this groundwork. This can be little tasks that you've done that you thought like that was pointless, that didn't go anywhere. You may have even started something, like maybe you started building something, or you started you laid the groundwork for like you started a website, let's say. You laid the groundwork for it. You did the research you needed to do to figure out how to get the thing set up. You picked a name for it. Maybe you got it set up, but you didn't actually put anything on the page. It's like those types of actions that you took are going to circle back and turn out to be this beautiful foundation that you laid for yourself to be able to build upon. So as these new ideas are coming in, I feel like you're going to find yourself going, oh, I've already done that. Like you didn't realize at the time that was going to be important, but I've already done that. Or, oh, I had that idea back then and I didn't know what to do with it. Now I know how to implement it. So there's been foundational work done here. I'm also seeing that this future version of yourself has a lot of messages for you about choices. With the Lovers card and the Two of Wands, a lot of messages about choices are coming through, and the message seems to be to make your choice and then to pursue that with the strength and the vitality of the King of Wands. So this is kind of a decisive energy, but I feel like for a lot of you, you've already made this choice. If there's any hesitation after the choice has been made, your future self is saying, do not hesitate. Once that choice has been made, once the direction is clear, go for it. Give it every single thing that you've got, because it's like it's leading you somewhere, even though you don't see it right now. Yes, definitely. There's groundwork that has been built or that is being built that it's making something in your life better and stronger. Something feels very authentic to who you are. So probably this day-to-day life that you're living feels very authentic to who you are. Part of that comes from honoring the things that do make you different, like we were talking about with beauty ritual. Honor the things that make you stand out, because like we were saying before, these are the things that are going to be your ticket. I feel like a lot of you, there's something you want to create, there's something you want to build, and your unique qualities are your ticket. I am also getting messages about your love life in this, which is so funny. It's funny how often this comes up when I'm not, it's not really the question necessarily, but there's definitely for you, number one, messages about your love life. I feel like your future self does not want you to worry about your love life. There's some very beautiful energy in terms of welcoming in new love. And this can also talk about choosing someone or someone choosing you, this type of energy that I'm feeling. But it feels like even in terms of love, you're going to be taking a very active role in making decisions for your life. This shows me a picture of you in the driver's seat. It shows me a picture of you right at the center of everything that's happening in your life. So you're in control and you're making choices rather than waiting for results. You're creating the results. I feel like that's really, really, really powerful energy, and I think that that's something that a lot of you may have felt yourself stepping into, this place of making choices rather than just waiting to see what happens, waiting to see what will unfold. I feel like if you were in a place at one time where you would more wait to see what happens, it's like that energy got stale to you, that energy got old. It didn't feel like you were able to harness and experience and express everything you wanted to in that energy. So you really have put yourself in the driver's seat. That's more foundational work, because once you're in the driver's seat, you're not coming out of the driver's seat. You're going to stay there. You're going to be in charge of kind of where this goes. I feel like there's so much so many messages coming through. Like we had the bus station example that came out of nowhere. Now we're talking driver's seat. We were talking about a ticket, which was making me think about a bus ticket. I feel I already felt like travel might be important to some of you, but with all of that imagery, as I'm kind of putting it back together, I'm like, you're going somewhere. This might be literal travel, but it also could just be about your journey and like how far you're going, how far you've come. You're doing big things. And I think at sometimes it may have felt like these big things are really far off. Maybe these big things will never happen. They're still in the works. And a lot of what has already taken place is foundational work for these things that are going to happen. So your future self is encouraging you to stay on it. I feel like also letting you know that it's very important to live out these inspirations. Let them come to light. Let them, give them breath is kind of how I want to say that. Breathe life into these inspirations. Don't let them wither on the vine, because they're going to lead you somewhere. They are your ticket. They're your bus ticket, your plane ticket, or whatever it is for you. Those inspirations are your ticket. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, letting me read your cards. If you enjoyed this reading, if any of these messages resonated with you, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again really soon in another reading. Bye!